Live. You're live! Hello everyone, I'm Santiago and today I'm gonna be testing Final Fantasy 16 demo or XVI demo on the GTX 1650, RTX 3050, 3060 and at the end the 1050 Ti, which probably won't run the game. How's it going, guys? Welcome, it's been a while. So this game was announced out of the blue. Yesterday I was streaming Wukong and I was getting ready for the stream and all that, and out of the blue Square Enix came out and said, hey guys, on September 17th Final Fantasy 16 will be on PC. By the way, there's a demo, play it right now. And here I am. The day after all that stuff, here I am. So which engine is this game using? This is not the Final Fantasy 15 engine, which is called Luminous. Is not UE5 either or UE4. This is a proprietary engine. And the requirements, well, what to say about the requirements? CPU is fine. I mean, Ryzen 5 1600, i5 8400, makes sense. Minimum 1070, which is 8 gigabytes, 5700, and recommended 2080. There's probably expanded settings, but 1070 is for 30 FPS at 720p. And 8 GB of VRAM or above. So what a better way to try it than using a 4 GB 1650, first of all. So let's see if it's even playable on this card. But it was out of the blue that all this happened. Okay. Wish me luck, I'll need it. Oh, it's not available, Rarity. Sorry to hear that. Okay, so the first time I launched the game, I actually got what's the name of this? I got a shader compilation screen, which is good to see, and then I got launched straight into the game. But if you restart the game, you are good to go. You have the options menu, so that's my advice. Close the game as soon as it launches for the first time. That's my recommendation. Sync off, because otherwise if you don't do that you won't have access to the options menu. Okay, FSR 3, XeSS 1.3. okay, this is good to have actually. Okay, and dynamic resolution, upscaling, native AA, quality, balance, performance, ultra performance. There's also frame generation. I mean, this options menu is pretty good actually so far. Motion blur, no. There will be a lot of it. Vignette, no. This, sure, why not? Okay, graphical fidelity, low. MPC quantity, screen space reflection, ambient occlusion, variable rate shading, interesting. Okay. This options menu has more things that I was expecting, honestly. That's interesting. Finish the game on PS5 at 30 FPS, now you can play it at 60. Happy for you, man. When you heard this Final Fantasy 14 engine, the MMO one, okay, that's interesting. I heard something different. I heard that the engine was built for this game. So let's start with FSR 3 on quality. Maybe I'm asking for too much, but let's give it a shot. So we're at 1080p. Whoop. 1080p default settings, no. This is low settings plus FSR 3 quality. I'm guessing this will be below 30, considering what you guys told me. But there we go. Hiro, ¿qué tal? Pantalla completa. Karatos, buen nombre. Okay, here we go. Subtitles, yeah. Action focused. Begin the game equipped with several accessories to simplify gameplay. Okay, let's do action focused. This game is taxing your poor 1650. I mean, this game says you need at least 8 gigabytes of VRAM.
Who said that the land of Valisthea is blessed.
And I cannot skip this cutscene, I think. Nope. Do you play games or you only test them? Most of my time now I try to play games. I used to only test games, now I actually play them as well.
What they saw in the light.
So yeah, I do both actually. But I play older games in general, unless there's something new like Wukong that I'm having a lot of fun with. Yeah, 4 gigabytes, take it or leave it. Yeah, this is real-time rendered. So looking at the sky we get, oh my god. Looking at the sky we got 30 FPS, and when anything shows up on screen... Yes, there is frame generation, but I haven't turned it on as of yet. I want to be in full control of the game before that. Yeah, this cutscene looks pretty demanding so far. But it's a cutscene, so... yeah. Holy hell. Still. I cannot understand most of what I'm seeing here. That's pretty funny. Oh, I need to play now. Okay, control to evade. Attack with left click. Well, I'm actually playing the game now. But I'm guessing this is a stress test part. I'm just touching the buttons that the game tells me. It's fine, guys. I got a VRR screen. That fixes the issue. No music? Yeah, I disabled music because usually Square Enix games have lots of copyright stuff. I don't risk it. Even on Wukong I turned off music. I need to be safe. Yeah, I know. It's at 1070 for 720p 30. But we'll see. We'll see once we actually are outside of an interactive cutscene. That was cool though. That was badass. Yeah, music is usually fire, but again, it's just a making videos issue. I mean, it's either that or impossible to stream it. Yeah, 8 gigs of VRAM mandatory so far, it seems. Good thing my other cards have more than 8 gigabytes. Oh, cutscenes are locked at 30. Interesting. I didn't know that because I haven't hit 30 as of yet without looking at the sky.
It'll be light soon.
But again, my guess is that, of course, apart from the GPU's performance, we are VRAM limited, definitely. Especially if they mention specifically, guys, 8 gigs of VRAM. Por supuesto, Sergio, lo descargué antes de iniciar el stream. Guys, by the way, I'm using the game ready driver for this one, so don't worry. I deleted the drivers and installed the latest one.
Try to keep that in mind.
Have you played IGI? I don't know what that is.
Let's get this done.
Maybe I'm missing something. There's a patch to unlock the frame rate in the cutscenes. Interesting. In this case, it doesn't help me much, but what can you do? I just want to move around. Do you guys know if I can save my progress in the demo? Yeah, they're not pre-rendered. I wish they were. I wouldn't get this performance. Although I like when stuff is running in real time. Because in the future, when you get a more powerful GPU, you can upscale it to whatever you want. Skip? Yeah, I wish I could, but that's not an option.
You are key to this mission's success.
Oh yeah, now we can skip. Sorry, at the beginning it didn't allow me to.
Yes, Sergeant.
You can save? Oh, thank God. I didn't want to go through the intro again.
I said focus, Wyvern.
Okay, WASD. Despite being low settings, it actually still looks pretty good. Low settings is the new medium to high, I think.
hell is about to break loose?
Let me see if I can save. Oh yeah, I can save, finally. Oh, good. Thank God. Alright. Display settings. Let's try very quickly performance FSR. Okay, performance FSR doesn't seem to matter that much. So I'm going to go full aggressive on it. Let's go 720. I know, 720. But this game says that it needs 8 GB of VRAM. No, en un M.2 Karatos. Guys, if you're wondering, I'm using an M.2 NVMe drive. Let's put it on quality FSR at 720p. There we go. So low settings, 720, quality FSR, so we're very, very below everything. But again, we're below the minimum requirements. It kind of makes sense. Okay. Yeah, when I move the camera very quickly, it likes to drop. But again, the requirements, let me restart the game. Just to make sure that I didn't mess anything up. According to the game itself, the minimum requirements are at 1070. And specifically it says VRAM of 8 GB or above. So when they are saying that, they're usually meaning, okay, if you have a 4 GB card, you're going to suffer. So we'll see. 720p FSR quality, here we go. I mean, think about it this way, guys, about the pixel count. 720p FSR quality is how I play Unreal Engine 5 games on the Steam Deck. And the Steam Deck is slower than this card. So the Steam Deck will be super interesting, actually. But honestly, when it comes to the options menu, considering it's a Final Fantasy game, it has a good amount of options. I was expecting like, okay, graphics on or off. But it does have textures, terrain, shadow, water, clutter, NPC quantity. I mean, I like that everything is separated in different options. That's pretty good. Props to that. They learned from Final Fantasy VII Remake, I guess. Okay, now I'm already using the 4 GB. Okay, this is way better now. Let's see how it goes. Don't even think about the Steam Deck, too late! I already downloaded it.
We're just in time.
Okay, cutscenes are definitely locked to 30. That's alright. Beer and Fantasy 16. Yeah, but I mean, at least right now, it's okay. The very start of the game, though, was very, very difficult. What I want to see, actually, is combat. Combat is usually what makes or breaks stuff like this. Oh, by the way, talking about visuals and combat, I'm using... I managed to tweak my capture card for VRR to not destroy my monitor, because I was getting an out-of-range message. Do you guys see any screen tearing when I move the camera? Or it looks smooth? I'm trying to get good image quality even at low frame rates. Yeah, this part doesn't look demanding, so... But the very beginning of the game, man, that was demanding. But the cutscenes look pretty good. I mean, this doesn't look like low settings, let's be honest here.
You don't get to die here, Wyvern.
No, VSync is disabled, yeah. I never enable VSync for the videos because, well, you know how that goes. Okay, here we're dropping frames, still above 30. Okay, effects on screen, that's good. You play without glasses? That's a good one. I mean, if you put your glasses on, you're basically living life at 8K. A friend told me, a friend that is a VFX artist, he told me without glasses, I'm basically watching the world at 720p. With glasses on, it's like 8K.
Anytime, wife.
I found it hilarious and sad, but still. Now, FrameGen in this case won't help us. It's dropping way too hard. And the base frame rate, I mean, if the base frame rate is so low... Okay.
Let's start again from the beginning. Come.
Alright, so... Probably considering Attack the Lord Commander, happily. And yeah, I'm playing with a mouse and keyboard. And the pixel count is insanely low, obviously. I'm doing 720p with upscaling.
Such swordsmanship will serve you well in the field. But can the
Lossless scaling won't fix the game, guys. I'm sorry.
phoenix burn within you? Now let them burn without.
Let's try XeSS actually. I think XeSS could look better.
Come, Clive. Rain fire down upon me.
Yeah, I mean, the depth of field is usually a performance killer just because it's a GPU intensive effect. I'd say a mix of both, Swega. A mix of both. I mean, on PS5 it already drops to 720-ish when in combat. Let's try XeSS. It's XeSS 1.3. So let's keep it on quality. And let's try it again. And then we try also dynamic resolution and all that jazz. Okay, this looks blurry.
Don't hold back. I can take the heat. Excellent.
Yeah, I mean, as long as you're not trying to play it on this card, it should be good enough, I'm guessing. But considering how it runs on PS5, this kind of makes sense. At least in the lower-end GPU side of things.
Well done.
Get to the swamp. Okay.
Feel the firebird's flame.
Thanks, El Creepichu. Is it far away? Definitely, XeSS looks like not having glasses, at least at this low of a resolution.
Can be arranged. Let's see if you can elude my blade.
It looks weird. It sounds weird. Okay, give me one sec. Okay, what about now? Is the audio fine? Apologies for that. Okay, skip all the cutscenes or you'll get there. Gotcha.
What are you doing? Not quite.
But definitely, let's try native 720 also. But I'm guessing this is not going to be super nice so far. So no upscaling.
Never take your eyes
Okay.
off your enemy.
It ain't that bad. No upscaling.
Not quite. Good.
I was using FSR3 quality and 10 definition,
Your only weapon.
and it looked pretty,
And fleetness of foot are
how to say, it looked pretty chunky on the edge of the character's face.
Shield, are you?
I cannot skip this.
Show me what sets you apart from the rest. You have been blessed by the Phoenix. Granted the use of its
Your
power.
4060 cooked that demo?
Call
Not
on
surprising.
power now to close on
This is clearly meant for more than 4 gigs of VRAM.
Well, I'm waiting.
What now? Okay.
Are you not blessed?
But unfortunately, this is kind of what I was expecting.
Impressive.
Again, considering how it runs on PS5 and how it looks on the performance mode.
Every blow. And dare
So yeah, unfortunately, it is what it is. Hopefully the 3050 and 3060 can destroy it. So yeah.
To ensure that you do not fall. Keep your wounds mended
Okay.
and your energies
Okay,
replenished.
Metroplex. I appreciate that.
Speaking of
3070 Ti playing at 1440p, dynamic
Feel
res,
of
40
worst
FPS target,
wear.
getting 75% to 95% res. Okay. Yeah, without tricks, good luck. I agree with that sentiment.
That's better.
Yeah, even native resolution has pixelation, but remember that we're playing at 720.
Wherein life and death can be decided at a single stroke.
I think we could do
Be ready
900p,
to utilize
but I
every
don't
tool
know
at your
outside the
disposal
swamp
if
what
you
will
wish to
happen.
navigate a path to victory, or at the very least, to ensure that you
What
live to
FPS would
fight
the 4060 get on Wukong? Similar to my 3060 settings. You can basically do high settings, maybe medium level illumination, and you get
want to kick a man while
good
he's
FPS.
drowned?
I thought you'd never ask.
Come then, Lord Rossfield. Spar with me. If you believe yourself,
And I'm sorry, but I cannot skip this, some cutscenes.
As you wish, my lord.
You can do best settings for 1650 before the GPU swap. I want to get to the swamp first,
proof of your strength.
but I'm probably going to be using 720 with dynamic resolution, using FSR.
You're sure to beat him this time.
You can do it, Clive. Just stay calm.
Also guys, for the people that played it on PS5, that I saw some of you in the comments, how does it feel at 30? Do you play it at 30 or at 60 with the pixelation? Because I saw the pixel count on the benchmark YouTubers, Digital Foundry, all that, and I saw that the resolution got pretty damn low on the performance mode. 30 FPS, okay.
Well, it's time I took my own advice. And used
You played at 30, it felt fine, but not great. Okay. Although I like the combat more than in Final Fantasy 15 so far. Feels good to play.
Believe in you.
You're a damnably quick learner, Lord Rossfield.
I do like the combat so far. It's not like, okay, press button, it's your turn, now attack. I'm more of a real-time combat guy. You finished the full game at 30, PS5 was fine. Okay. Prefer 60, but performance mode is so bad, it's just silly playing it at that mode. Man, that sucks. We skip, skippity skip. Okay, this place looks more interesting. But definitely this is a dynamic resolution game.
Is trouble brewing?
Okay. So here we already have issues. So what would I say for the 1650? Probably use FSR3, dynamic resolution. Lock it to 30, probably. Or 40. Let's put 40 just to see how high it can get. Frame rate cannot be exceed the image refresh rate. Yeah. Let's say add some motion blur to pad that 30 FPS thing, and we're playing on low with variable rate shading. So FSR3 dynamic resolution.
I'm not sure. I need to speak with father.
And it looks super pixelated, but hey, we're doing dynamic resolution at 720p. Is motion blur good when playing on balanced 1080p? I mean, it should be good. The thing is, the motion blur in this game at least is super aggressive, and I put it on 2. Seems to be pretty GPU. Yeah, it's just a huge blur. But I'm using upscaling, so it kind of makes sense. Yeah, if you're doing a very low resolution like I am right now, just ignore motion blur. Although, oh, hang on, I'm targeting, the game thinks I want to get 40s. Hold up. Okay, 30 FPS lock. Let's see, okay, the dynamic resolution works a tiny bit better now. Wrong room. Yeah, temperatures are okay. Yeah, I think 900p would be a better fit. Since we're using dynamic res. What I'm worried about is VRAM usage, actually. Alright. And hold up. There we go. Okay, so 900p, FSR3 on dynamic res, and everything on low. How difficult was Wukong's combat? No, it's not difficult.
All right. Let's get this.
Some bosses feel a little bit harder, but it's a thing of paying attention. At the start, Wukong is easy, then the first wolf boss fight and all that, if you unlock more powers, it gets super easy actually. But it's much easier than a Dark Souls-ish game. I'm not saying it's super easy, but when you get to the bosses, you need to pay attention.
Nice and quiet in here, isn't it? There's Joshua.
Freak Joshua.
That child is the future of our nation. He must be protected.
Yeah, I'm seeing now, when I'm looking at walls, really quick time event for this. That's hilarious. Yeah, I think 900p is a bit too much, even with dynamic res. Oh, Mafia 4 was announced? Awesome. Hope it's good. I also saw that Borderlands 4 was announced. It already has a Steam page. So, as I expected, next year is going to be a year full of new games. Entire tier chambers. Happily. Yeah, usually Final Fantasy games have good stories. I'm just trying to get to the swamp over here. Are Mafia remake games worth playing? Yeah, especially the first one and the second one. The third one, not so good. It's a fun game. But I think Mafia 1 remake and Mafia 2, which only has a remaster, are pretty good. Mafia 2 especially, I enjoyed it quite a bit, but I played that one on my first PC, so I'm biased with Mafia 2. Mafia 1 remake though is pretty good. Okay. Travel. Oh, thank God. Is that the swamp? You're 2 hours into the demo. Is it really that long? Just the fact that I can save my progress in the demo speaks well. Here we go. The swamp, like you guys suggested. I'm not going to go specifically into the boss fight. I just want to see how this goes. But at 900p,
Not exactly the most
I mean, look at that frame time.
And who do you imagine would maintain it? They've all fled.
I think 720 is the way to go on this one. You think Final Fantasy 15 looks better than Final Fantasy 16? I'm not entirely sure, I don't think so. The thing with Final Fantasy 15 is that the edges don't look good in comparison, in my opinion at least. And it's, I don't know, it's completely different when it comes to visuals.
From the blight.
Okay, the 30 FPS cap is absolute dog shit in this game.
It's hard to believe that anyone used to live here. The old village of Stillwind is ahead.
Yeah, definitely it's more of a 720p game for me, on this card at least. Does Final Fantasy 16 have DLAA? I'm about to find out. Probably yes, because it has native resolution for FSR 3. Also, despite being on low, I still have screen space reflections. And they are disabled as well. So I'm not sure why that happens. Yeah, I mean, even my characters are getting reflected now.
Goblins. So the reports were true. We should press on.
Okay. Definitely a 720p game. So let's see what happens if I manually put it on balanced.
There may be more ahead.
Oh, and I need to unlock the frame rate as well. Duh. Yeah, usually FPS caps in-game are not amazing. There we go. That's way better. So 720 FSR 3 balanced. And we should be good. At least right now. We'll see once we do more combat. But these are pretty low pixel count. 750 Ti? No, not going to happen, man. I wish. We're going to try the 1050 Ti in a moment, but at least right now.
Have care, my lord.
But I'm seeing that the huge castle was pretty demanding when it comes to VRAM. Here, VRAM seems to be less of an issue. So personally, I'll just lock it using Riva Tuner, keep it at 720 balanced, and we should be good. 750 Ti be like, ah hell no, not this shit again. So yeah, on the 1650, it's at 720p game. 720, FSR 3 unbalanced, and basically the lowest settings. And that's about it. So yeah. You'll drop in cutscenes, but it should be good enough. Let me retry the intro. Let's see if the intro is now good enough. No worries, Swega. I'm happy they're helpful. Let's see the intro. 750 Ti in the corner. Please don't let him find me. Motion blur is good for racing and cinematic. Yeah, I mean in cinematics it looks good. In this game it looks a little bit too aggressive, even at 30%. Now I'm guessing the launch version will be the same as this. It's a month away. It's not like they can fix it, improve performance that quickly. Okay, here it still drops into the 20s. Interesting. But again, this is kinda the stress test, at least for me so far, it seems to be. This is the part that ran the worst. Hey, Elfo! Hello everyone, I'm Santiago, and today I'm gonna be counting frames on Final Fantasy 16 on a 4GB GPU. Let's see, once we get into actual dodging. This part though is clearly an interactive cinematic. You can move the character left and right and throw fireballs. And that's about it. So yeah, I'll keep it at 720 low settings with FSR3 balance, but considering the game requires 8 GB of VRAM according to Square Enix, it's fine. So yeah, let's swap GPUs. Let's go. No, it's not only 3 GB. I'm guessing I did something wrong there. Oh my, that camera. What the hell happened? Hold up. Oh, the low light compensation. Gotcha. Just for the memes, let's do the 1050 Ti first. Second, just because I'm guessing here it's not even going to launch. That's my guess, of course. What's Iron Man doing inside the PC? It's building a GPU from scraps. Yeah, and more demanding parts. Yeah, Iron Man still didn't melt. Yeah, it was Electric Peach's idea, actually. So I did it. Yeah, of course, if it launches, we're doing 480p with performance FSR. I don't know what that is, Elfo. What for? There is... I don't know, just showing off that I have a Lego figurine, I guess. Alright. Are we there yet? Yes, 1050 Ti. Okay, 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, it's compiling shaders. And here's me thinking it wouldn't launch. That's hilarious. Also, by the way, good on them for having a shader compilation page and a good amount of options in the menu. Despite the performance being low, doesn't the airflow kinda tend to move him? Legos are pretty light. No, this Lego is pretty heavy, actually. It feels pretty solid. Alright. Obviously, the first thing that I'm doing, apart from 720, is performance at the lowest setting. I can already see the pixelation. What the hell? Are you serious? Is this real life? Oh man, the pixelation though. No, Siri, please shut up. Siri just picked up my voice. Yeah, the game looks a bit soft. It reminds me of Final Fantasy XV's edges. Oh man, it stutters each time I see a particle. So yeah, the 1050 Ti says, "Not today, sir!" Yeah, the sharpness slider is at the highest it can be. So yeah, this clearly is not meant to be played at this low of a resolution, but still. Oh, quick time event! Oh my god, he kicked that fence! Did you see that?
Watch out, my lord. Some of their number are spells.
And what a number. We'll all have our hands full here.
So yeah, it does work. At least in this section. Oops, that's not the dodge button. Is stock enough for i5? Yeah, it's fine.
Could have been worse, no?
Oh my god, quick time event!
We should be nearing the old village square.
It might not be a nest of goblins.
Would you buy Final Fantasy 16 or Wukong? I mean, right now Wukong because I can play it right now, but Wukong is more like my type of game.
Care to thin the herd?
As if you have to ask.
Oh yeah, I haven't played enough of this one. This is the first time I play the game actually. Okay, let's try somewhere else. This area seems to be fine. It costs $40 on Steam. Interesting. Yeah, here it struggles way more. Again, as I said before, these areas seem to be more VRAM intensive. But still, the fact that it actually works kind of blows my mind. But again, we're half 720p over here. But I thought the game wouldn't even launch, honestly. But again, obviously I wouldn't play it on this card. So yeah, let's jump into the next one. Okay, let's see. Just finished the demo, game is decent, might get it on a sale. Awesome. Yeah, I want to see how it goes. I mean, once it releases, it's probably going to be the same as this. Full size is 170 gigabytes. Well, God of War Ragnarok is around that number as well. I wish they could compress a little bit better. There's a boss fight late in the game, which I think can cut the first cutscene performance in half. Well, that's a little bit too much of a worst case scenario, I would say. The super powerful 3050. Okay, 1080p, everything is fine here. So now we're using the 3050. This will be interesting. I want to see how DLSS actually looks on this one. This game is low budget. Of course. Only a few low millions of dollars. Compiling shaders. Yeah, I'm guessing DLSS will help the edges of this game a lot more. The DLSS sometimes tends to just fix blurriness, which I appreciate, especially in games that have heavy TAA, which is most games nowadays. But still, I like that they were brave enough to release a demo for PC. They usually skip demos for PC. So this is good. What is your CPU temps? Below 70. Yeah, I imagined the Dark Knight boss fight, the scene at the castle, lots of fire. Makes sense. Where's 1080p? There you are. Okay. We're back on 1080. DLSS. Okay, DLSS 3. Cool. Yeah, there's DLAA. And okay, we're up to the high preset. Graphical fidelity though, adjust the graphics quality of characters and objects. But we have a... okay, so this is not the preset. I see. Well, let's put everything on high. Okay. Let's try it like this. Okay, already seeing the menu in a much higher resolution makes a difference. Preset at the top. Whoops. Okay, so on high... oh man. At least on native 1080p, it's not good enough. At least not in the castle. Let me see if medium fixes the problem. Oh, there it's the preset. Ugh, I'm an idiot. Thanks for that. Oh, there's ultra as well. Okay. Let's try. It's funny that medium disables screen space reflections. Okay, medium is double the performance. Although the game looks quite a bit worse actually on medium. Interesting. Maybe I'm VRAM limited when using high textures. Shadows on medium. Graphical fidelity on medium, textures on high. Okay, let's try the high preset. Okay, the high preset I think is the way to go. Although, I think we're using upscaling. Yeah, it's on automatic with dynamic resolution. No wonder. Okay. Now it makes more sense. Okay, so the high preset with 1080p DLAA is basically 30 FPS here. It's probably going to drop in combat scenarios. But still. I thought it was going to look better on this preset actually. Let's use DLSS. Let's be realistic over here. So DLSS quality, and I'm going to put it on the highest settings. Because why not? Chromatic aberration and vignette, no. everything on high. And let's try it again. Again, 1080p with quality DLSS. Alright. Whoa. Yeah, I mean, it's not that far off. I'm seeing some indirect lighting. Not sure if that's lack of lighting or indirect lighting, honestly. Have you played COD Zombies? Yeah, I played it a lot on the Nintendo Wii version of Call of Duty Black Ops. And then I played a lot of zombies when I got my PC. Ugh. This part is fine. Let me save so I can revisit it later. And let's go back into the swamp. Weekend, let's go. But you're younger. Thanks for that. Oh yeah, this looks way better now. Of course I was playing at 720p upscaled with low settings. So anything is better than that, I guess. But I agree what some of you guys said, that the water surface looks super flat. Yeah, that's true. Final version has de novo. I'm guessing that the demo also has de novo. That's just a guess, of course.
We should be nearing the old village square.
It might not be a nest of goblins.
For real, it is the same engine. Same engine as Final Fantasy XIV? Apparently yes, but I'm guessing it's retooled to have higher fidelity, I'm guessing. But this seems to be more geared towards effects on screen. That's my guess. By the way, the cutscenes are locked to 30, that's why... And the 30 FPS cap is not amazing.
Care to thin the herd?
Yeah, I mean, usually demos right now have de novo. Just like the full game, because in previous games that had demos, somebody grabbed the executable without de novo from the demo, put it on the full game, and the game launched. So... I'm guessing that's why they probably have that as well. No, this is not the Luminous engine. Not Unreal either. This is something that they built for this game, according to what I read on the internet. And the internet is never wrong.
He's invited a friend.
Did they say the S word in Final Fantasy? Remember the days when games were exchanged between neighborhood kids? Yeah, I remember that. I was a kid, I always had them.
Winds up for another. Don't have to tell me twice.
Oof.
That'll have to be for now.
Bloodborne worked somewhat on PS4 emulator. You finished the first boss fight. What? Oh, what, at 20 FPS? Well, it's similar to the PS4 version. Ha ha ha, pretty fun. But it's incredible to see how fast the PS4 emulator is progressing. There's always that one game that people want to play so bad that they make an entire emulator. Oof. Right in the face. They could have used the Final Fantasy XV engine. It's funny, some journalists actually asked the developers of this game, why didn't you use the Luminous engine? And they said, well, when we started developing this game, Final Fantasy 16, at that point Final Fantasy 15 was being... They were making the DLC for Final Fantasy 15, the other studio. And they didn't have documentation for the engine as of yet, so they didn't have time to do support. So they said, fine, I'll do it myself, and they made another engine for Final Fantasy 16. Apparently, that's the reason. Which makes a lot of sense, now that I've been working on some app development that requires an engine. If they didn't make documentation for the engine, I mean, they did a good call in that regard. Because so many things could go wrong, especially with a custom engine. You have stutters, especially in cutscenes, because there's a bad 30 FPS gap.
Let me attend to your wounds. I'm in your debt. Nice try.
You like Souls games? Yeah, I mean, this doesn't feel like Souls-like, but it's Final Fantasy at the end of the day. It feels like a more interactive Final Fantasy 15, which is a good thing. Although this boss is a little bit tanky. Spongy, better said. Yeah, it's closer to Devil May Cry. Still, Devil May Cry feels way faster than this one. But I like that I have to manually attack. Because Final Fantasy is known for the turn-based combat. You remember Faithful Games from 2012? Of course. Who never played Pet Society on Facebook? If you understood that reference, you're probably my age. Come on. Sony has a cool approach to this. There is an internal ICE team that maintains the core engine docs that the studio can share. That's good. That's how it should be. You never know when you're going to either lose your job or somebody else has to build something with something you made. So just not making documentation is a big no-no. Alright. Before I continue... Never mind, let's continue. Personally, I will play it like this, just because it tends to say over 30. I mean, yeah, the graphics are okay. It's not like the best looking game. I mean, just look at the water surface. But I mean, it's not consistently looking amazing. I mean, just look at the water, it's super flat. And I'm playing on high. So yeah, it does have some nice lighting in certain sections. But again, it's not like that across the board, unfortunately. And it's not always about graphics, it's about art. If the art is good, usually, at this point in time at least, graphics are not that much of a huge thing. It's more like art. Art carries the visuals of the games. We're getting to a point of... Basically, we have good graphics, but we need better art. Okay. Very quickly, let me try medium without doing anything else. Okay, the medium preset actually helps quite a bit, actually. But it disables, I mean, the occlusion and screen space reflections for some reason. I'm a bit confused with the presets. So yeah, we're good. Although I'll use upscaling if we're targeting 60, so let's target 60. Before doing that, to target 60s, I'm probably just going to put it on performance upscaling. That's 540p, but still. Yeah, that's way better. 540p, maybe balanced. Oh, hang on. Let's go to the beginning of the game, actually. Okay, so this actually, considering how blurry the game is, even on native resolution,
All the crystals are accounted
performance DLSS is not that far off, actually. Although here it drops below 60, but whatever.
Preparation is key. We must be ready to march at any time.
So I'm guessing even this won't be enough, because the very beginning of the game drops like a rock. Don't be silly, there is no ray tracing here. Doesn't seem to. Yeah, City seems to be CPU limited, actually.
Moss the Chronicler, who said that the land of Valisthea
But the GPU was maxed out, so
the light of the mother
shouldn't
crystals,
be CPU limited,
that
actually.
it was this light
On the City, at least.
which
The
fight
GPU
the
was
dark
consistently at
forces,
98.
darkness. Yet, what they saw in the light gave rise to temptation.
I mean, Ghost of Tsushima is a good example of that. It's a game that runs well, looks great, but if you look at the technology itself,
Did our journey
there are limitations. That game is pure art when it comes to the graphics. And as you can see, this mode that I'm doing right now, medium with DLSS performance, it was doing fine in combat and in the city into the 50s, but here in some parts drops into the 30s with lots of particles on screen. Although now it seems to be fine, let's see. Like Ghost of Tsushima again. Yeah, like Hito is saying, it's a PlayStation 4 game. They were pretty smart when it comes to graphics plus art. Yeah, this is way more acceptable now. But as you can see, it still drops. So basically on everything that I tested, this part drops pretty hard when it comes to the frame rate. But we're just hitting attack, and when the game says so, we hit control and we evade. So yeah, no surprises there. Yeah, I mean, DLSS performance is obviously very blurry on 1080p. You discovered America, like we say in Spanish. But again, as I was saying, considering that the game already looks pretty blurry, it's not a huge loss, I would say. And on PS5, it drops like below 720 if we're targeting 60s. But still, so far so good. At least right now. That's a lot of fire on screen. Yeah, I mean, the ray tracing doesn't mean... on PS5, doesn't mean that the game doesn't have it. It's probably something similar to UE5's Lumen, but in a different manner. And here we're at 30 because the cutscenes are locked to 30 unless you download a mod. Why is it blurry right now? Oh, you mean the game itself? Probably because it has baked in TAA.
I said focus, Wyvern.
Yeah, I can see some indirect lighting here. It's pretty subtle though. Those textures though. Oh, maybe because I'm on medium. Duh.
We don't have time for this. All
Let me see if I can real-time swap texture quality.
hell is about to break loose.
Okay, yeah, it does change a little bit. Interesting. So definitely what I would say is just to play it. If you want 60s, fine, you can do 50 to 60 with performance DLSS, but personally I would do quality to have a higher pixel count. The game by itself still looks pretty blurry, honestly.
There he is.
So yeah, there it is. Okay, I think it's time to do 1440p, just very quickly. I think it's worth considering. How many gigabytes got that 3050? It's 8 gigabytes. If you have a 4 gigabyte one, it's probably a laptop variation, so it's going to be faster on this GPU than in your laptop, but it should still be playable. So just for pixel count reasons, let's do 1440p medium with balanced DLSS. Hopefully this helps. And we're doing DLSS balanced. And these are the settings. Basically medium with high textures. And all these enabled, including variable rate shading. Okay, this looks much better when it comes to the edges, because higher pixel count. Actually, I'll probably play the game like this, if I only had this card. Yeah, in the case of the 3050 4 gigs, apart from being lower performance, you need to lower those textures. But in comparison to the desktop counterpart, it usually runs worse. It's not only video memory the difference, it has more differences. PS5 GPU is twice as fast as the 3050. Good. Because on PS5 the pixel count can drop pretty hard when targeting 60. Although here it's pretty good actually. Yeah, I would say play this at 1440p with balanced DLSS. The blur is way less noticeable. It actually looks pretty good like this. When it comes to the edges, I mean. Yeah, also in the game, yeah, you're dodging, you're doing all that. But it doesn't feel as fast-paced as I would say, I don't know, Devil May Cry. This is a slower paced game. Okay. Oof. So yeah, 1440p, I would say I'll play at medium 1440p with balanced DLSS. That keeps the blur at a minimum, and at least you can get 30s. Also, in some cutscenes, like the very beginning, it's going to drop below 30 maybe. But those are cutscenes. Although the enemies have way too much health. This is taking forever.
Where's it going?
That kind of bothers me, honestly.
Your guess is as good as mine.
Uh-oh. Okay, see, cutscene. Okay. Cinematic strike. When the screen flashes blue like this, press click before the time runs out. Quick time events. I couldn't. Oh, okay. The game in this case tells me it's okay, take your time. You got it. Oh, I did it.
No! Before it recovers!
Mid-higher tier monsters in Final Fantasy. Okay. Star Wars Outlaws. I couldn't play it yet, but I'm happy to report that I have a code. So I will be able to play it on day one with you guys. I tried to really not watch many things about the game because I want to try it with my own thoughts. So yeah, I'm going to be doing Star Wars Outlaws day one here. Hopefully a few hours before release, like usual. But we'll see. With the music you probably wouldn't be bored. Fights are too short then. Well, too short then, I agree. I mean, the music definitely makes a difference, especially in Final Fantasy games. I mean, it's like playing Doom without music. Trust me that I did it on the channel, but it's just not the same. Ooh. Ooh. And I'm also noticing screen space reflections. That also reflects some of the effects on screen. Very little of it. But hey. So yeah, let's swap to the 3060 now. But again, my advice for the 3050, at least on this one so far, 1440p, DLSS balanced, medium preset with high textures and the other things like this. And it's over 30, looks way better when it comes to edges. So I think that's the way to do it, personally. Are you excited for Until Dawn on PC? Yeah, but I already played it on PS4. Not until the end. But I'm excited. The thing is, it's a different engine, which kind of bothers me. I wish it was the same as the PS4 version. Okay. What do you think about the RTX 4060? That it should have more video memory. Y la de otra vez. Gracias, Julio. Se agradece. I'm going to fix that. Next GPU. Alright, 3060. Final Fantasy 13 with mods runs perfectly smooth. Yeah. Lighting returns, it's impossible with some 60 FPS bugs. I remember when that came out on PC. Lighting returns. I remember playing that. It was hilarious because it didn't even have an options menu. And if you hit escape in that game, it closed the game right away. It was just Such a lazy board. It was hilarious. Alright, welcome back. We should be good now. Let me double check the audio just to make sure my audio settings are fine. Yeah, this should be good. And we are launching the demo once more. And now it's a 3060, by the way. Alright, be high plus DLAA. And we're compiling shaders. Yeah, the 3060 12 gigs. It's a bit slower, but it has more VRAM. Can you disable Optimus on laptop? I'm not entirely sure. You should be able to choose to launch everything with the NVIDIA GPU and the NVIDIA control panel. Howdy, Samuel. It's been a while. How's it going, man? Howdy, partner. .3060 will remain the best GPU for a very long time. Yeah, considering the amount of VRAM it has, I agree. 1080p DLAA, so we're using DLSS on native resolution. Basically the high preset, well, high settings with all this. And let's try it again. You use an external monitor for gaming. If bypasses Optimus, makes sense. Hang on, I'm getting some messages. Okay. Okay, some stutters. Come on. Oh, some shaders were not compiled, I guess. Okay. Let's see the city. You went from a 1650 Super to 4060. Was a bit disappointed. Sorry to hear that.
All right, let's get this stuff unpacked before the Duchess calls for our heads.
Okay, yeah, this part drops frames pretty hard. And this is native 1080 with DLAA, so blurriness is less than before, which is a good thing. But still, I was expecting a bit more from the 3060. Oh, you were not disappointed, okay. I was like, what the hell? Yeah, the clouds seem to be volumetric, but they are a bit too blurry. Let's try DLSS. I'm guessing this game is built to be upscaled. That sucks. Yeah. I thought so too. This part is demanding though, but still. Okay, let's continue. Oh, not this. Wrong save. There we go. Yeah, quality DLSS, high settings, you should be good to go. But you'll drop into the 50s in certain sections.
There he is.
5060 will have 8 gigabytes or 10 gigabytes. Knowing Nvidia, probably 2 gigabytes. They'll find a way to say, oh yeah, 2 gigabytes on Nvidia is like 13 gigabytes on AMD. Or some stupid stuff like that. Yeah, I was dropping into the 40s, especially in the intro.
Keep clear
But
of
still.
its war, my lord. That thing's breath is worse than its bite.
The thing is, in the castle, it dropped into the mid 40s, low 50s. Oops. Yeah, and effects close to the camera also drop it a little bit. Maybe medium makes more sense. At least if you want to be closer to 60 most of the time.
Reeks! I said, stay away from its mouth.
Yeah, let's try that. So on graphics, let's lower this graphical fidelity to medium, terrain, shadows. The water, let's keep it the same. And that should do. Medium-ish settings. Yeah, that increased it quite significantly. Medium plus high textures and the LSS quality. And all the reflection stuff and ambient occlusion enabled. That seems to do it. And it can be dramatically faster. Not much further into the game. Okay. Is that in the demo? Or the demo ends on this part? Just curious. Do you think it will be Steam Deck verified? I don't know. I haven't tried it on deck as of yet. With heavy upscaling, we might be able to do it. But we'll see.
Is it, my lord?
You missed it. Yeah, 1650 was the first thing that I did. It can actually run pretty well if you don't mind 720p. Well, below 720p actually. Still like an hour left on the demo. Props to them though for releasing the demo. It's pretty rare nowadays. I'm happy that demos are coming back.
Where's it going? Your guess is as good as mine.
Your guess is as good as mine. Oh, here it's going to drop. Yep. But I'm not playing the game right now. Whee! Cinematic strike.
Now! Before it recovers!
Let me beat this boss. Because I want to get to a place with more sunlight or something. I don't know, the swamp is a bit depressing. Let's be honest. The next section is at night. Frick dang it! What did I do to deserve that? Parry, yeah. Okay. Yeah, they need to bring demos back, so I'm happy that this game got one. Especially considering the performance. It's pretty controversial when it comes to performance. And I get why. But still, they released the demo anyway. Not sure why they didn't release this at the same time as on PS5. Especially, they're leaving so much money on the table. Oof. So much health. Come on, man. Just kill the enemy. Yeah, probably Sony money, but still, it's not enough money. Especially now that Square Enix, according to some reports that I read, is actually losing money. It's like it cannot sustain itself properly. I wonder why. It's like they should release games on PC as well. Oh, hold Q for skills. I appreciate the heads up. Cinematic evasion.
Now for the final push, my lord.
Oh, I see. I never used this attack. Thanks for the heads up. I knew that something was missing. Forgot the tutorial? No, I didn't even watch the tutorial. I was looking at numbers. Oh please, don't tell me I'll die here. Okay, staggered. Cool. Final Fantasy 15 came to PC and 14 and 7 remake and 16. So what's the issue? The issue is that this should have came out the same day as PS5. In my opinion. I don't know. It's like they are leaving money on the table. People were super excited for this. I forgot it existed, but I'm not a huge fan personally. But I'm happy that this is coming to PC. Ah, come on, I dodged that. Are you kidding me? Please tell me that the health is not back up. Yeah, another issue is... Okay, thank God. The game is very friendly. Not that I'm here though, I might as well try 1440p, right? Still, I'm used to, if I die, I have to redo it entirely. Square Enix made bad agreements with Sony. That's an understatement, I'm guessing. If they are losing money with exclusivity, you're doing something wrong. Okay, 1440p balanced. DLSS balanced. Okay. The medium preset with high textures.
Made it angry. I'd rather we made it die.
Oh, and I forgot about the color. Oh, never mind. 1440p high and use DLSS, but dynamic 60. Yeah, it's not a bad idea actually. I'll put it on the highest with dynamic, targeting 60s. Yeah, it's a pretty good idea. And let's enable variable rate shading as well. DLSS dynamic res. Okay. Yeah, that makes more sense. Oh yeah, Square Enix sold Hitman and Tomb Raider. Whee! Yeah, I'll set the limit to 60. Patience. Usually the frame limiter in this game isn't so good. Yeah, no, that doesn't work even that good. It seems to still be doing dynamic res, despite not setting a target frame rate. So I'm guessing he's trying to get like 100 FPS. So before he does that, let's set it super quick. Okay, he's dead. Reduced to atoms. Your top 5 viewers, you know the name of? Darth Decimus. Well, there was one that I haven't seen in a while, Sahendra Malik, I think it was called. Okay. Let's continue. That's hilarious, Haytham. Yeah. I mean, if you have a variable refresh rate monitor, shouldn't be an issue. What bothers me here is that it's not the 30 FPS cap for the cutscenes, it's that the cutscenes have horrible frame pacing. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth port. We need that. Okay, this looks pretty good actually.
Are the enemy already inside?
I wish the entire game was at night, now that I'm seeing this part. That looks pretty badass. Besides DLAA, it looks blurry. Yeah, DLAA helps a lot.
What was that?
I have to help them.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Everything's on fire.
Everything's on fire, says the character that can do fire at will.
Do my duty. Is it alive?
Don't think they recovered the money to put development of the game. Maybe. I mean, games are expensive to make. Definitely. Yeah, I know you told me, but still. I think at night it actually looks better when it comes to shading. I think it looks more impressive at night. Although it's still, despite the dynamic res, it's still dropping in the mid-40s. I'm a little bit confused. And the jump is just pathetic in this part. I mean, look at this jumping. If I hit space, it jumps just like me in real life. Why not use FSR3 frame gen as well? Because of the same that I always say with frame gen, you get extra latency. In this game it shouldn't be a big deal to use frame gen. A big deal when it comes to playing the game. This game is very generous with attack in real time. With real-time combat, better said. Yeah, dynamic res is a bit slow in this game. Yeah, I think instead of dynamic res, I would just put balanced DLSS or performance. That'll be about it.
We're too late.
Let's save the progress. And, well, I guess I'm trying... how's the name of this, man? Jesus. My brain is being fried at the moment. I apologize. I went to sleep like 4:30 AM yesterday. Now it's 6 PM and my brain is basically started to fail. I'm so tired. But it was worth it. I could play Wukong yesterday. So as I was saying, FrameGen doesn't allow me to do it with DLSS, but if I use FSR, I'm guessing it's going to allow me. Yeah, it does. FSR allows us to do FrameGen. And I'm going to agree with what Augmented Realism says, lower the graphical fidelity option and the shadows. For some reason, I mean, there's a reason they are, when you select high instead of ultra on the preset, puts this two on medium.
Everyone's dead.
Alright, so we got FSR3 quality with frame generation. Let's see how it feels like. Because DLSS frame gen is locked behind the 40 series cards. Stellar Blade on PC, I'm also looking forward to it. Actually, I can feel the latency with frame gen. But in this game, it's actually not super, how to say it? I wouldn't say it's annoying. Yeah, it doesn't respond super quickly by itself anyway. Cool. I cannot wait for Digital Foundry to be angry about this game on PC. So yeah, frame gen on this one is actually pretty cool. This is one of the few games where I would use frame generation. At least with a base frame rate of something like 50. Although despite frame generation, cutscenes are still at 30 with bad frame pacing.
You take care of that spellcaster. I'll keep the others occupied.
Yeah, this combat is pretty forgiving. I have enough time to say, okay, the latency in this one doesn't bother me too much. Yeah, this game dropped to 720 on PS5 in the performance mode, on combat.
That's them done.
So yeah,
Are you all right?
it's not surprising that it runs like this on
My
PC.
father and Joshua I'm worried about. We should head back.
I mean, if the base frame rate is at least 45, FrameGen is not that bad, but I can notice the latency. But I'm pretty sensitive to the latency thing.
He's an Imperial Dragoon.
And you are the
Oh, here we come. Another spongy boss fight.
Not that it will save you.
So yeah, I'll probably play it like this. High settings, medium graphical fidelity, and medium shadows. The rest on high, FSR3 quality with frame generation, and if you don't like that, balanced DLSS, and you should be good. Oof. So now that we're here, I think it's time to do 4K. On performance, of course. Yeah, Silver Blade will be awesome on PC. But it's still ways off, I'm guessing. 4K. What is the legacy upscaler in settings? It's basically FSR1. We are on DLSS performance. I don't know, frame gem because that's locked behind 40 series cards unless you're using FSR. Here we go. Oh, legacy is what PS5 uses. Okay, interesting. Okay, 4K is too much. Still, it looks super sharp now. I wish it looked like this on 1080p. Maybe 1800p makes more sense. Although, hold up, I made a mess over here. There we go. Okay, now the audio. Oh, I bringed up the calculator. Super sharp at 4K. I think I'll go for medium. Yeah, let's go for medium. Medium should be good enough. Okay. Medium 4K and performance DLSS. It's super sharp now. I wish everybody could play it at this resolution. Yeah, 1440p I think is the best of both worlds. Just play 1440p with frame generation, in this case, and you should be good. 4K is a bit much for this one. That's hilarious.
Now, Clive, have at him!
But man, it looks so much sharper. I'm guessing this is how the game was meant to be played at 4K. So much micro detail. Yeah, I think it's a mistake that they divided Final Fantasy VII Remake in 3 parts. A little bit overkill. I mean, you already saw that with Hitman. If you do episodic stuff, people usually lose interest or buy everything when it releases in a single package. Yeah, 4K looks amazing, but it's super expensive on the GPU. Yeah, I mean, this feels like slower Devil May Cry to me, at least right now. Usually Final Fantasy was like turn-based. This feels more like a classic hack and slash game, but slower. It's still faster than Final Fantasy 15 though, when it comes to combat. Okay, got him. Oh, you think Rebirth would have done well by coverage and people online, but they still haven't done sales. Oof, that's not a good look. Okay, he's dead. Hopefully now I'm outdoors. Let me drink some water before I pass out. Oh no, here we go. Yep, just like the start of the game. Heavy breathing. Yeah, that's me looking at the frame rate.
Who are you?
I'm Santiago. Yeah, God of War Ragnarok will be super interesting.
Leave me alone!
I will. Badass. Badass explosion. Oh, okay. This is another boss fight.
Stay away from me! Stay away!
So this is the same as the beginning, but now I have context. Oh, okay, now I have to aim. Yeah, this is way more GPU intensive. Please don't tell me... Okay. Don't tell me that there will be a long boss fight just moving this cursor around. If that's so, that's pretty lazy.
No, this cannot be!
Let me show you before... Oh, I cannot pause the game now. Are you serious? Yeah, God of War Ragnarok is a PS4 game, but still, it's a good looking game.
There is only one icon of fire!
It's a long boss fight, really? Please don't say that. Also guys, do you play games like this with Japanese voices, or you just use English VOs? Many of you guys tell me, oh yeah, just use the Japanese VO, and I agree, usually the acting is better. But I cannot help but laugh of the English voiceover. Usually. Four to 5 minutes. Okay. No. Frick that. I'm not doing that. Screw it. You play Japanese with Japanese voice? Okay. Yeah, let me just show you which settings I'll use on this card. And I gotta go. I was going to do Steam Deck today, but man, my energy levels are non-existent. So what would I do? 1440p balanced. So mid to high settings with the LSS balance. No! Ah, wrong button. Also, my UI is stretched. Oh man. Oh, I see. Spanish is your native language, you don't care. That's a good way to see it. So full screen, 1440p. We apply. Some Japanese games are better in English though, like Metal Gear and Devil May Cry. Metal Gear though probably sounds badass in Japanese. That's just a guess, of course. Hold up, I'm tweaking something over here. Come on, capture card, do your job. Yeah, the Latin American voiceover Goku is the best. I agree with that. Yeah, for some reason it's doing 1080p instead of 1440p. What the hell? Most of the English casts are theater actors, so it's top notch. Interesting. Top notch. Oh man. My capture card is not collaborating. Yeah, for some reason my monitor thinks this is a 1080p thing. Anyway. So 1440p balanced. And basically keep textures on high, the rest on medium. Maybe, yeah, medium should be fine. Graphical fidelity on medium especially. So yeah, let me restart the game before I lose my mind. Oh, interesting, they mocapped English first. That's weird. For a Japanese studio. Okay, I think now it's actually at 1440p. Yep. Took you long enough, capture card. There we go. Alright, 1440p, medium settings with high textures. And let's continue. You have a problem with games on your 4K monitor. Booting at 1080p by default, even on windowed full screen. Pretty weird. I think that's the Windows upscaling thing. If you keep it at 100%, everything looks tiny. And some games on borderless just assume you have a 1080p monitor. It's pretty common, actually. It's annoying, but common. Am I locked to 60? No. Good. Let's go to first off, Lost in Fog. Let's go to the city.
All right, let's get this stuff unpacked before the Duchess calls for our head.
So in castles and all that, scenes like this with more NPCs likes to drop into the upper 40s. But overall, you should be okay when it comes to the frame rate. Man, the jump. The jump is hilarious. Now... No, not Lost in Fog. RIP 1050 Ti, yeah. You tried the demo on deck, it was an experience. Cutscenes deep into the below 20 FPS range. Not surprised. But again, the optimal settings in my opinion is medium settings, high textures, balanced DLSS and 1440p. Yeah, you drop into the upper 40s in some parts. But I think this is the best of both worlds. You can also use frame gen at 1440p with FSR3. You get some extra latency, but in this game it's completely fine, I think.
Everything's on fire.
Fall back, Your Highness. He's not one of us.
No, I must do my duty.
Just a boy.
That jump, yeah, I mean just like this jump. Yeah, as you can see, places like here, with effects close to the camera, it likes to drop into the 40s.
Damn it, the bastards are everywhere.
Why would the Empire do this?
Seems to be specific spots though. Can't wait to see the full game next month. I think there's already a mod to unlock the frame rate in the cutscenes actually.
I am the dominant.
But the issue with the 30 FPS cap in the cutscene is that the frame pacing is all over the place. So yeah, I think, again, despite the drops into the 40s when effects are close to the camera, I think considering the extra sharpness of the image, 1440p is a good way to do it. On 1080p looks way too blurry on the edges. And well, at 4K it's fantastic when it comes to the edges, even with upscaling. Yeah, probably if you have a laptop with an external monitor you get more performance because it's not jumping between the integrated graphics and the Nvidia card. As you can see, again, cutscenes, 30 FPS, but the frame pacing is horrible.
Captain.
So yeah, I'll leave it here. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I'll be doing this on Steam Deck tomorrow as well. Trying to get optimal settings somehow. I don't think I will
Let none escape.
get any good performance on deck on cutscenes. But still,
You take care of that.
thank you for watching. I'm going to go sleep now because I'm completely destroyed physically and mentally. So thank you for watching. I'll be testing this again once it releases next month. Yeah, thank you for watching. Have a good one. And if you want to play the demo, it's on Steam right now. And it has a lot of gameplay time, like 2 or 3 hours. Bye guys, thanks for watching, love you all.